Our story today is about a girl named Jajai who transfers to a school for the wealthy. From the start, she's bullied by her new classmates, but unexpectedly the class president, who once despised her, falls for her at first sight. Will she love him back? That's the question we're here to answer. If this is your first time seeing me, make sure to subscribe, like, and share, my friend. Now let's dive in. The episode begins with everything that's happened since the start of the season. Jajai's journey in the new school, how she grew close to Kiefer and Yuri, and the adventures they shared. She started to fall for Kiefer, while Yuri also confessed his feelings for her. Confused, she didn't know who her heart truly belonged to, though she leaned more toward Kiefer. But then came trouble. They were at risk of going bankrupt and needed to partner with Yuri's family to save themselves. During this partnership, Yuri shocked everyone when he confessed his love for Jajai in front of the entire group on Christmas night. Kiefer was especially stunned. Now in episode 16, we find Jajai waking up at home. Groggy and confused, she remembers celebrating the night before at Kiefer's place, drinking and laughing with the others. She was happy, at least that's what she remembers. She recalls sitting with C and Felix. Then more friends joined. Yuri, heartbroken and unable to get close to her, sat quietly watching. Jajai kept drinking, even though she didn't enjoy it. Maybe, just maybe, it was all to get Yuri's attention. Drunk and barely able to walk, she staggered around looking for food after everyone had gone to sleep. That's when Yuri appeared. He spoke to her about what he'd said during the party, his love, his admiration, how beautiful she was even when upset. She denied everything, claimed he didn't attract her. But he took her hand, insisted he loved her, and then out of nowhere asked her to marry him. She was shocked, speechless. Marriage. Now they were still so young. She told him she couldn't answer yet. She needed time, but Yuri was serious. He wanted her to really think about it because his feelings were real. After he left, Jajai kept thinking. She remembered seeing Yuri and Kiefer arguing the night before. Was it connected to the proposal? What did it all mean? Later, her grandmother visited. Everyone greeted her warmly, but then C arrived. Catching Jajai off guard, he acted overly friendly. Denying they were dating, she quickly silenced him. Angelo, watching all this, was clearly displeased. He believed Jajai should be focusing on her studies, not falling in love. Angelo later confronted his sister, saying they needed to know who Jajai was seeing, and who had given her that ring. Jajai eventually admitted it was Yuri. She insisted she had no boyfriend, and the conversation ended there. Then Ars showed up. He didn't seem pleased to be there and reminded her of the decision she'd made to leave her father behind. C overheard this and grew curious. But in the process, he accidentally exposed that Jajai had been drunk at the party, which made her grandmother suspicious. Trying to save face, Jajai suggested Yuri stay with them for the holidays since his parents were always busy with work. He agreed and everyone seemed delighted. She truly loved it, the celebration. The warmth, it all made her heart flutter. Meanwhile, Angelo spoke to her aunt. He was serious about marrying Jajai. Even if she was still young, he said there was no other way, that they wouldn't marry immediately, but at least this way the partnership between the families would be secured. Jajai walked in, unaware they had been talking about her. She politely asked if Niskin could join them for Christmas. They agreed and her smile lit up the room. The more people, the better, she said cheerfully, but when she found out AI would also be joining, her smile faded. She quietly walked away, unaware of the storm that was building behind her back. Soon the house was filled with Christmas spirit. The tree was up, the lights sparkled, and her grandmother handed out gifts. Jajai joined them, her eyes lighting up again when she saw AI. Then her phone buzzed. It was a message from Kit. He thanked her for standing by him and wished her a Merry Christmas. C was doing everything he could to make them all smile. Felix greeted her too, and everyone was genuinely happy to have her there. She was happy too, truly. Suddenly, a short message arrived from Yuri. Just a simple Merry Christmas, no long words. No warmth, she replied, a little disappointed. She waited for Kiefer's message, and when it came, her heart soared. Kiefer, meanwhile, was sitting with his family. Food in front of him, but his mind was far away. Soon it was time for gifts. Everyone smiled, laughed, unwrapped boxes with surprise. But when Jajai opened hers, she found a white dress. Everyone went silent, eyes were on her. She didn't understand, they all knew. But she didn't, and they were afraid of what was coming. A week passed. Jajai wore the dress, tight and uncomfortable, as she accompanied her aunt and grandmother to an unknown location. She didn't know why. Angelo was there too, nervous in a way she'd never seen before. Something was wrong, very wrong. It was New Year's Eve. She expected to see Yuri. Angelo asked her, did he say anything before leaving for Japan? Do you love him? She was stunned. Then her grandmother approached. Your mother, she began before stopping herself. We'll explain later, please. Don't be upset tonight, but Jaja already felt like something was deeply off. They entered the grand celebration. There she met Yuri's family. They welcomed her with open arms. As she moved through the guests, her eyes caught someone in the crowd. Kiefer, she recognized him just from his back. Her heart jumped. But then she saw him talking to Isla. Her heart dropped, she turned away, trying to hold her feelings together. Then came a performance. A singer took the stage and began singing that song. The one close to her heart, the one Kiefer once sang just for her. She froze. Only two people knew about that song, Kiefer and Yuri. She turned. Kiefer was watching her, eyes full of sadness. Just as he took a step toward her, Yuri appeared. He offered his hand. Dance with me. She was stunned. He was back from Japan. She nodded and he guided her to the floor, gently teaching her steps. Everyone admired how natural they looked. Even Ars and Isla smiled. Her family looked proud. But Kiefer stood there, eyes fixed on them. Knowing what was coming, his chest ached with pain. As the couple danced, her eyes kept drifting back to Kiefer. Happiness and heartbreak danced in the same room. Then came the countdown. A new year began. Applause, cheers, and Yuri's birthday. He asked Jaja to join him on stage, and they sang him happy birthday. Kiefer watched in silence, his heart sinking. Then a man stepped up and made an announcement, a partnership between the families. Everyone cheered. But then came the shock. He announced that Yuri and Jaja were to be engaged. The crowd erupted in joy. But Jaja stood frozen, her heart cracked. She didn't understand, betrayed, confused, lost. Kiefer's face was pale. Yuri couldn't explain a thing. Then came the moment of the engagement dance. She stepped forward, forced, numb. Her family watched with aching hearts. Yuri was smiling, finally dancing with the girl he loved. But Jaja, her eyes never left Kiefer. Even as her body danced with Yuri, her soul was breaking. Doubt crept into Jaja's heart. She could feel it. Everyone had known. And no one told her, even Kiefer. He must have known too, the wedding, the engagement, all of it, and she was the last to know. Tears welled up in her eyes as she walked away alone. Was this all a dream? How could they arrange a marriage and keep her in the dark? Especially Yuri, he gave her the ring. They were all part of it except her. Just then Angelo found her crying. He told her he had wanted to explain, but there was never a right moment. He apologized, said they had no choice, but Jaja wasn't having it. You should have told me, she yelled. Even if I owe your family everything, you had no right to decide for me. Even if you spoke to my mother, you still needed my father's permission. This is my life. She broke down, sobbing. I've made so many mistakes. I was trying to fix things, but this is my future, and you just threw me into it. Angelo admitted this was their last chance. They'd refused every other offer. Only she could save them now. He said Yuri was kind, their relationship was good, and it could grow. She might have a happy life with him. But Jaja shook her head. I'm still young. I want to study, work, live my life. You don't have to marry now. He said gently, just get to know each other. Think about it. He handed her the ring. Think about us, about yourself, your future. Then he left. Her aunt came after, apologizing. If you don't want this, we'll figure it out. Somehow, but everyone knows. That's the hard part. She asked her not to blame Angelo. He's always supported us. He didn't have a choice. Jaja asked, what happens if I say no? We lose everything, her aunt whispered. Tears streamed down Jaja's cheeks. She looked at the ring, disgusted by the thought of wearing it. But she thought of the family who gave her everything. She hugged her aunt tightly. I'll marry Yuri, she whispered, to save you from ruin. The next day, she looked beautiful. Everyone noticed, even Yuri, who watched her from afar. Her grandmother approached. I'm sorry we didn't tell you. I understand, Jaja replied quietly. I'm with you now. Her words eased the pain in her chest a little. Yuri came to her. I'm sorry, he said, for the surprise, for putting you in this situation. If you don't want this, I'll tell them myself. But she smiled. It's okay. She accepted it. He hugged her, promising to take care of her always. Then she excused herself, heading to the bathroom. She faked a smile, but once out of sight, she ran, tears pouring down her face. Suddenly, Kiefer appeared. He pulled her into the elevator. She cried. He stared at her. She stared back. I did everything I could, he said, to be here with you. He remembered when Yuri told him he'd propose. He wasn't going to wait. He said he loved you, that he'd ask for your hand before I even confessed how I felt. I have feelings for you, Jaja, Kiefer said, voice shaking, but I was scared. Of being rejected, of becoming my father. He looked away. I tried to push you away. I wanted to hurt you, it was the plan. I was raised by pain, but you don't deserve that. He took a breath. Yuri can give you peace. I'd only drag you into my darkness. He remembered his birthday, how AI came to ask him what she'd heard from ours. He admitted he knew it all, that he'd decided to step back. He wouldn't hurt Jaja, wouldn't ruin her relationship with Yuri. But then their song played and he broke. He was terrified of becoming his father. But deep down he loved like his mother, unconditionally. No, he whispered to himself. I'll fight for her, I won't lose her. He found her again. She looked at him, shocked. Do you love Yuri? He asked. She couldn't answer. Then say it or kiss me. She didn't move. She just cried. And that's when Kiefer kissed her right then. In the middle of the chaos, maybe. Just maybe it was his goodbye kiss. Jaja gasped, slapped him with words. Confused and furious, how could you? She shouted. But instead of backing down, he kissed her again, harder this time, as if the world around them had melted away. They cried, both of them, until the elevator doors opened. Strangers walked in, they instantly pulled apart. But their eyes stayed locked. We're close, he said softly. Closer than you think, even with everything in between. She thought of the family that sheltered her. He thought of the secret he carried. Everything tangled up inside her. Then she turned and left. He stood there still, crying. Yuri found her moments later. You okay? I just needed some air, she replied. He smiled gently. Come back with me, everyone's waiting. She nodded silently. They went up to the rooftop. Her aunt beamed when she saw her. You have to look beautiful always, she said, dabbing makeup on her cheeks. Smile. Jajai forced a smile and walked beside Yuri to the waiting guests. The Hanishi family welcomed them warmly. Jajai had accepted Yuri's proposal, and the celebration began. Toasts were shared. Laughter echoed, but inside, Jajai was trembling. She excused herself, said she needed the restroom. Everyone was puzzled, but she slipped away. That's when Kiefer found her again. Are you doing this to me? She asked. I'm not trying to control you. He said, but I'm confused too. You're afraid of marriage because you're in love with someone else. He looked into her eyes. I love you, Jajai, and I'm scared to lose you. She stared at him, stunned. Fireworks lit up the sky. I'll fight for you, he whispered. I don't care about Isla, you're the only one I want. She trembled and kissed him. Right there under the explosions of light and color, their lips met. Elsewhere, Boss walked up to Kever. I'm sorry, he said, I love you. He kissed her too. Their love began anew. Everyone seemed happy, every couple, every guest. Except Jaja's family. And Yuri's mother saw her son standing alone, broken, waiting for Jajai, who was wrapped in Kiefer's arms, laughing, crying, holding on for dear life. Even the photos were taken without Yuri. And Kiefer, he couldn't stop kissing her. They spent the night together, dancing, smiling, surrounded by celebration. And so Jajai chose her heart. She chose Kiefer. She left Yuri behind. And that's how Season 1 of Jawari Alkism A ends. Season 2 is coming. Will Jajai stay with Kiefer, or return to Yuri and choose her family? Subscribe, my friends, so you won't miss what happens next.